What's up and welcome back to another video. Guys, today I'm going to be taking a look and answering some of your questions. As always, if you have any questions that you'd like me to answer, leave them down below in the comment section of this video and I'll try my best to get to them in the next installment of this series. But without further ado, let's get right on into this video. Our first question for today comes from Hannah Rallies, and they ask, what is the rarest LEGO item in my collection? And there's actually a few things. Some things, it depends on your definition of rare, because if we take the whole kind of rare as in, I don't know, just being like the rarest in general, it is one of these two things, being both technically one of ones. This is a thing that my friend threw together. I was going to give these away when I went to Brick Fair, Virginia, but I think it was like a year ago now, but I got sick and I didn't go. So I had this one mock-up one that I had made and I never ordered the other ones. So this is technically a one of one. So it is the only one in the world, but it's not like there's any kind of market behind it. There's no like, I guess there's no market for it, so no one would actually want to buy it. So I guess it is rare, but it's not like it has any sort of value behind it. Same thing goes for this. This is like a one-of-one prototype custom thing, I suppose, like a chrome, which is also a one-of-one, but it's also not really like there's a big market behind it. So technically, yes, it is something that is very rare, but it's not necessarily something that would be recognized by the community as being rare. And that brings me to my real answer, being the Jedi Starfighter with hyperdrive. Now this set is a very rare set, especially in this condition. Unfortunately, my box is a little messed up, but nonetheless, this is an insanely rare set to find sealed, just because it was, I believe, a Toys R Us exclusive. Super happy to have it, and this one is very hard to find sealed, so I'm thinking it's my rarest LEGO item in my collection. There's a few other things that I have, like the Sith Fury class interceptor, but I guess it doesn't really count because it's not sealed, because those are kind of easy to find, not sealed. But sealed in box, I think this would probably be the rarest thing that I have in my collection, and I'm super thankful to have it. It's probably my second favorite LEGO item in my collection, besides Palpatine's Rarest, which you probably could have guessed because it's the two things in the background of all of my videos. But this set is super cool. It's got the angry-faced Jango in there, which everyone really likes. The other figures I don't really think are exclusive at all. Maybe Boba Fett is. I don't think so, though. And I really just think that the build is really nice. And this is one that I'm super happy to have, and it definitely is the rarest thing in my LEGO collection. Our next question comes from Jova LeCrack, and they ask, do I have any tips on how to get under retail LEGO, because they want to get the ATTE. Now, I think the ATTE is a great set, and I have actually already seen it a few times under retail for about $116 on Amazon, and I think Target as well at one point. But yes, I think it's pretty easy to find sets like that a little bit under retail. They go on sale pretty frequently, about 20% off on like the big online stores, like primarily Amazon, but sometimes in like Walmart and Target as well. So you kind of just have to keep your eye open for that. It happens randomly. I don't know, there's also some other ways, some less like easy. You can always look to try and find it on like a third-party website, but that's always kind of sketchy. Normally, I don't really do that. Like, you can look on like eBay and other sets like that, and you find them for sometimes insanely cheap, but it's kind of up to you if you want to take that risk or not. eBay is pretty good with like the money back if it is a scam, but normally I don't really like to take that risk. So you can, that is also an option, but with my advice, I say just wait, especially around the holidays. They go on sale all the time. I'm not sure when the ATTE is retiring. It's been out for a while, so it might soon, but I'm assuming, especially come the holiday season, you'll be able to find it for pretty cheap, at least 20% off, and maybe more at other retailers. It really just depends. There's also like other ways where you can get like cash back and discounts through like other websites, but that is sometimes kind of hard to get set up. But yeah, if I were to give you some advice, I'd say just wait until like the holiday season and you'll probably be able to find it for a pretty good deal. And Bricks asks, do I think that we will get a new gunship in 2025? And I think 2025 is a bit too soon, given that we do have the Coruscant Guard gunship on shelves right now. But I would say the earliest that we would see a new gunship would probably be like 2026, probably on the tail end of that, or early 2027. I do think that this gunship sold pretty well, so I think LEGO will definitely revisit it at some point, especially because this was a variant. Now, if we were to see a new gunship in the following years, Personally, I would love just to have a plain gunship for mocks because, you know, it's kind of hard to incorporate a Coruscant Guard gunship into, you know, every mock because it doesn't really make sense because it wouldn't really come off of Coruscant. But that's just from like a mock building perspective. But there are also a ton of other specialist gunships that I would love to see. For example, the Munilus 10 I've been seeing and talking about a ton. I think that one's super cool, and I would love to see honestly any sets just from the 2003 Clone Wars era because those are all super cool. But then there's also like Wolfpack. Wolfpack gunship could be really cool with a nice Commander Wolf and some other really cool ones. But I think on paper, the best one to receive would just be a plain gunship. And I really hope to see one. I think next year is very unlikely to see one, but maybe 2027, 2028, I could definitely see that happening. Max Renier asked, what do I want the May 4th promo to be? And there are a ton of options out there that I think would be really sick. Ideally, LEGO would go back to just the polybag minifigure, the iconic polybag minifigure. It's where some of the best May 4th promos have come from, but recently they've kind of been straying away from that and making some interesting promos to say the least. Now I will say the Trade Federation Troop Carrier was a really nice promo. It's definitely the best one that we've received in recent years. So if they do stick to sets like that, I would be very happy. However, I don't really know if that's something that they would do, but personally, I would love if it would be Revenge of the Sith themed, being that this is the year, 2025 is going to be the anniversary year, and that's kind of what they did last year with the Phantom Menace. The Trade Federation Troop Carrier was based on the Phantom Menace, so what better way to celebrate May 4th than with a 20th anniversary of Revenge of the Sith May 4th promo. So something like that would be really cool. I think a little diorama set would be really nice. I don't think that LEGO would do something like that for Star Wars because they're very stingy when it comes to Star Wars promos compared to other promos. They have so many other things for like Harry Potter, City, and all of that stuff, but Star Wars always gets the short end of the stick just because, you know, licensing and stuff like that, and just how LEGO is kind of as a company. But that all aside, I would love to see, I think a Anakin versus Obi-Wan duel would be really cool. However, I think that is definitely something that would be just a normal set. But honestly, some sort of minifigure is my ideal option. I think the polybags, something about them are just really cool. Some of like the best minifigures and like May 4th promos, like I've said, have come from May 4th promo polybags, like Darth Revan, the Shadow ARC Trooper, and I would wish that they'd kind of go back to that, giving us figures that we normally wouldn't see. For example, I think some sort of clone trooper would be really cool. It would also be a good way to get some of the named clone troopers out there, like the Phase 2 Commander Wolf, you know, some of the other ones, Commander Bly, but there's also just a ton of other options. I could just sit here and list them. Realistically, I'm not really sure what we're going to expect or what to expect. If they were to stay on the set route though, I would be happy, and I would also be happy with a minifigure as long as they don't go back to like their weird little builds, because I don't think anyone really likes those that much. I think it's best if it is some sort of minifigure because it's what the fans really like. So I'm really hoping to see something like that, but honestly, any sort of exclusive minifigure I would be happy to see. Our next question comes from Atlas, and they ask, what is my worst LEGO purchase? And I think the cake has to go to the Obi-Wan polybag for the 20 years of LEGO Star Wars. Now, this was originally a promo, and I had gotten one as the promo, and then I bought 2 or 3 more at like $50 just to have and hold on to, and maybe resell later, because, you know, polybags normally always hold their value, right? But then LEGO released it on their website for $5 a piece, I think it was like $5. So I lost 90% on all of those. It was a very sad day. It was also like the first like LEGO investment that I had ever really made, and it definitely kind of scarred me in the past to not want to invest in LEGO again. I've definitely gotten over it, but it was definitely my worst purchase. It was probably not the best purchase on my side. It's probably partially my fault, but you know, I still have this one and 2 others to this day from the original purchase, and unfortunately it doesn't look like they'll ever get back up there to that price point. Maybe one day, but that is probably my worst LEGO purchase ever. A few come close, but I guess I won't get into that now, unless you're counting like things where like I've taken a risk on something that turned out to be a scam, because that has happened a few times. I have a few videos about it in the past, but yeah, this is probably my worst LEGO purchase. Andrew Miles asked, what is the oldest LEGO Star Wars set in my collection? And as of right now, it goes to the 2007 Clone Troopers Battle Pack. This one is a super nice set. I don't know why the lighting is like really good on this. Sorry, it's just like caught me off guard when I looked at the camera. But this is the oldest set in my collection right now. It's a super nice set, and I'm super happy to have this one. In the past, I think the oldest set that I've ever owned was the 2002 or 2003 ATTE. That one was super sick. I got that for a Clone Army video, and I also did a review on that. That was a super fun and cool set to have, but I did end up selling it after I was done with it. So right now, this is the oldest set in my collection. Columbus asked, what is the helmet or the head under the helmet on my sig fig? And I kind of just threw these together. And I don't really know. I'm pretty sure they're all just random heads. These are the three that I have on hand right now. I have this really old one and then these two new ones. This one's just a normal clone head. I'm pretty sure most of them are just the normal clone head. This one's just a random like black head. And I actually have no clue what's under this one. Is that I think that's fives, right? Wait. I don't know why this one has a fives head. I have to go find, hold on. I will be right back. I'm gonna go, I have it in a case over here. Is this the wrong, hold on. Okay, moment of truth. Is this, did I steal the fives? I don't understand why. Yeah, wait, I don't know. I don't remember. I'm actually confused. I'm really confused right now. I have no clue how the fives head got on the old sig fig too. I don't even use this one at all. And this one has been built since like before the fives figure was even a thing. I don't know how that happened. I'm actually really confused and kind of concerned that I don't remember doing that, or that like someone else did that. There's only like one other person that would have been messing with my Legos though. I have no clue why that happened. I'm gonna get this fixed real quick. It's a good thing that I answered that question, because I probably never would have taken the helmet off of fives, to be fair, because this one's just sitting up there on display. Now I have to check my other fives. No, I think that one should be good, hopefully. Now I have to check the other sig figs. Okay, I'm gonna go and check all of the other sig figs after I finish this video, because I have no clue why fives head was on that sig fig, and I don't know how it could have gotten on there. It does not make sense. I'm sorry that I'm like a little bit not, I don't know what to say. I don't know how that happened, and it really doesn't make sense, but I guess that answers the question. Five's head is under the sig fig, at least one of them. But yeah, mostly all of them, as you just saw, just have random heads of what I had when I was throwing them together. Mostly just plain boring heads that I wasn't gonna want, I guess, except for the five's head. I still have no clue how that got there, and I'm really happy you asked this question, because I probably never would have checked and found out that fives had the wrong head. And our last question for today is a bit of a combination coming from Nolan Jordy and Last Brick Standing. I combine these two because they're kind of asking similar things along the lines of starting and growing a LEGO YouTube channel. And if I could give some advice on starting a LEGO YouTube channel or any channel in general, I would say you kind of just have to do it. You have to jump in, because you never really know until you try. And one of the hardest videos to make is going to be the first video. And once you get the first video out of the way, it makes it so much easier to make more down the line. Now, as for growing a LEGO YouTube channel, it is kind of it's different for everyone, especially in like LEGO Star Wars, because it is kind of a niche. But you kind of just have to stick with it. It's not something that happens overnight. It happens, after you put in a lot of work and effort, and you have to find what works for you and what works for your audience, but also have fun with it. You don't want to make a video just for views. You want to do something that makes you happy, at least for me. Maybe that is what you want. But for me, I think I would say just find the videos that work for you and keep working toward it, and you will eventually get to where you want to go. And that does it for this video. Thank you all so much for watching, and thank you to everyone who asked a question. Now, if you have any questions that you'd like me to answer in the next installment of this series, leave them down below in the comment section of this video, and I will try my best to get to them in the next episode. Thank you all so much for watching. Stay safe. Drew, signing out.